Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It is Christian here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. So today I am bringing you a first impression, and I am bringing you a first impression on this little guy right here. Emphasis on little. So this is actually the Clinique BIY, and BIY stands for Blend It Yourself Pigments. So basically what this is, it is a customizable product, just similar to the Cover FX Custom Drops, where basically what you do is you give it a good shake and then you customize it. One drop for sheer coverage, 3 drops for fuller coverage. But spoiler alert, in my opinion, this does not get to full coverage. So that is what I am wearing on my face today. I did mix it in with a Clinique moisturizer. So I decided, because it was the thinnest moisturizer that I had, and I didn't want to go in with a super creamy, thick consistency moisturizer. So that's the one I chose. And basically what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be wearing this throughout the day. I'm going to see how it wears. I'm going to see how it looks. One thing that I will find very interesting is, unlike the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops, this is specific in that you have to use it with a moisturizer. I'm sure you could use it with, lightweight BB creams or CC creams or light, sheer to medium coverage foundations to get it to a fuller coverage. But I wanted to definitely do what it recommended to do on the box. So this is a very raw first impressions. We're gonna go for it today. If you do like these types of video, you guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed already, and let's do this thing. All right guys, so today what we're gonna be putting to the test is the Clinique BIY, and BIY stands for Blend It Yourself, and these are pigments. So they are gonna be very similar, or do a similar job to the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. Now, one thing that I just kind of want to get out of the way, because you guys know that sometimes I gotta shade these products, because it just seems like the absolute smallest, tiniest, babiest little bitty thing ever. And I don't know, and this is the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops, which you guys know that I really love, and it just seems so small. I don't know, and that kind of threw me off when I went into the store to go buy it, because I don't even remember where I saw it. If I saw it on Ulta, Trendmood, I'm not entirely sure where I saw this product, but when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to try it. And it was on the front display right when I first walked into Ulta, and then I saw the size of it, and I wasn't gonna buy it because of how small it was. It retails for $33. It comes with 0.35 ounces of product. I'm sorry, it comes with 0.34 fluid ounces of product. I'm gonna probably be comparing these two a lot because they are similar products. Now, the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops comes with 0.5 fluid ounces, so it comes with half an ounce. However, I believe that these retail for 44 bucks. But I don't know, that it just seems like a nicer product, but that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about packaging, but it is a pure pigment. So the concept of this, just like the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops, is you're supposed to be able to add it to a product and build up your coverage. 1 drop is light coverage, 2 drops is medium, 3 or more is full. Now, one thing I didn't also notice when looking at this product, the Custom Cover Drop stated that you could put them in moisturizers, lightweight foundations, primers, pretty much put it in almost practically any makeup product. The Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. But when I was reading information up on these guys, it specifically said moisturizers. So I don't know if you could put it in a primer. I'm not sure if you could put it in any other products, because it was very clear in saying moisturizers. Whereas this one said, hey, go to town, do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that I found very interesting. Now, I went to go try to do a little bit of research on this product this morning, and I couldn't find it on Sephora's website as of today. I didn't even see it on Clinique's website. When I Googled it, it popped up, the first search came up as Ulta. So I'm not sure if this is an Ulta exclusive or what, but that's the only place that I was able to find it. So read what it says on Ulta's website, and then we're gonna get to testing this product out. Okay, so on the website, it says that it is pure pigment drops that you use to mix in with your moisturizer, like I mentioned. Basically, it's designed to make your custom coverage. So, and even on the box, like I mentioned earlier as well, it tells you how many drops equal what, like what level of coverage. So it says transform your favorite moisturizer into a BB, CC cream, or a full coverage foundation. 1 drop of Clinique BIY Blend It Yourself Pigment Drops creates sheer coverage, 2 or 3 a flawless finish. Since Clinique's BIY takes on the finish of the moisturizer you blend it with, expect a more matte finish with a mattifying moisturizer, or a more dewy finish with a more dewy moisturizer. You get it. And it's for all skin types. Then basically it says how do you use it. It says to choose a moisturizer that's going to give your skin what it needs. So basically, if you're feeling very very dry that day, go in with the moisturizer that's going to be a little bit more, you know, that's going to help combat dryness. Or if you're oily, go in with the moisturizer that's going to help you, you know, combat your oils a little bit more. It says to make sure that you do shake well. And I did in the store, I did kind of just pour it out on the back of my hands, and it came out very runny, and there was not a lot of pigment to it. So you do definitely want to shake it well. And then it says no need to squeeze, simply tap the bottle for a single drop. And then it goes on to tell you again, 1 drop equals sheer, 2 drops equals medium, and 3 drops equals fuller coverage. And then it says to blend well. So because it's so set on telling you to use the moisturizer, that's how we're going to use it today. Now, the one thing that I'm concerned with, and it does say any moisturizer, but the one thing that I'm concerned with is because I do combat a little bit of more dry skin, that a lot of my moisturizers are very, very thick. So I don't really know how this product is going to work with thicker moisturizers. Is it going to break apart? We're going to see, but I can probably guarantee that this is going to be something that you have to set like 100%. So I grabbed my most used like moisturizing products, and I can tell you for sure one of them, I grabbed it, but one of them I'm kind of like, we're not going to be able to use this. I feel like this will just be too thick. And it is the Josie Maran Whipped Argan Oil Face Butter. I just feel like this is going to be way too thick, so we're not going to use this one today. My other 3 most used products are the Belif, the True Moisturizing Balm, the Clinique Moisture Surge, and then the Ultra Repair Cream by First Aid Beauty. Now, I also feel like the Ultra Repair Cream might be a little bit thick in consistency. It's definitely not thick when applied to your face, and it sinks in really easily. So I feel like I'm going to go with one of these. I'm going to try the Clinique one to see how it pairs, to see how they mix together. And this is definitely a super hydrating moisturizer, you guys, but it blends into the skin really, really easy. And even though it is a little bit thicker, it definitely is a little bit more lightweight. So I am going to try that out. I think we're going to go with this one. I do have some newer moisturizers that I've never tried before that are a little bit more lightweight in consistency, but because I've never tried those moisturizers before, I don't want to go in and try it today with this product, because I try it with products that I have purchased time and time again and that I know work for my skin. So I think we're going to try the Clinique one today. All right, guys, so I think we're going to go ahead and use specifically a brush for this, because I just feel like the Beauty Blender isn't going to be the best method for this particular product. We're going to do half of my face with the brush first, kind of see how that works, and then we'll decide later on if we're going to go and try the Beauty Blender method. Normally I do half brush, half Beauty Blender, but I feel like with the moisturizer, I just feel like the Beauty Blender might not work. Just so you guys know, I have already prepped and primed my skin. I did go in and moisturize, and I did use the Laura Mercier. I did use the Laura Geller Hydrating Primer like I do all the time. I'm gonna find a new one this year, you guys. And then I used the Bobbi Brown Enriched Face Base as well as kind of like a moisturizer. This stuff is so good, you guys. I really, really like it. I really recommend it. And then I went in with the Benefit POREfessional, which is just kind of targeted right here where I do have a little bit of a larger pores. So what we're going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in, and we're going to start testing out this particular product. You guys know that we're going on full coverage because I am a full coverage type of girl. We're not even going to play with that sheer to medium stuff. We're going to go straight in for the kill. And like always, I never have any concealer, I never have color corrector, nothing like that on my face when we test out new foundation type products, because I want to see how the product works on its own and what kind of coverage I can get out of the product on its own. And then afterwards I'll go in and I'll layer up some, you know, concealer as needed and things like that. So let's go ahead and get you guys zoomed in and let's test this baby out. Hopefully, I feel like that's closer. I don't know, because I'm working on my lighting and whatever. Okay, like I said, we're gonna try the Clinique Moisture Surge. This is so weird because I probably wouldn't pick a moisturizer because I never use my Custom Cover FX drops with a moisturizer. I always use them with a lighter coverage foundation. Y'all, hopefully this does not have me looking a hot mess today, y'all. So, this is how much moisturizer I put on the back of my hand. I basically just took what was on the lid and just wiped it on the back of my hand. So then it says to shake this really well, and it definitely you can tell is a liquid product. And the Custom Cover Drops have definitely, just from what it sounds like and from what I played with in the store, the Custom Cover Drops definitely have a thicker consistency than this product does. And one thing I noticed, and I don't know if it's because it's pure pigment or if it's because, I don't know, that's just the way that Clinique shade range runs. I noticed that these ran really dark, and I want to say that I got the second to the lightest shade, and I'm never the second to the lightest shade, you guys, but I kind of felt like they just were running a little bit dark. So I picked up the shade BIY 110. So it said that you don't need to squeeze, that you just need to tilt over and the drops will come out. So 1, 2, 3. So that's the 3 drops. Now I'm gonna go ahead and mix it in with my moisturizer. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix it together. I'm gonna go ahead and add just one more drop because I feel like I have way too much moisturizer for product. So I just added one more drop. And it definitely did thicken up my moisturizer a little bit. Okay, so now it's interesting because the shade on the back of my hand looks lighter than the pigment did. So I might have been able to go a shade darker. I probably could have gone a shade darker, but we're gonna do it anyway, you guys. So that's so interesting because now it definitely just does look like a foundation on the back of my hand. A super thick foundation, but a foundation nonetheless. So we're gonna go in on half of my face. Yeah, I could have gone darker, but the pigments, when you, they just came out so dark on the back of my hand, which is why I went with this one. I was originally gonna get 115, but, Okay, so as I kind of put that onto my face, obviously we haven't blended anything out yet, but as I put it onto my face, it's applying more like, it looks like more like a lightweight, very, very lightweight foundation. Or CC cream, it definitely does not look like a full coverage foundation, and I put 4 drops and it says that 3 gives you full coverage. So let's blend it out. I feel like that didn't do anything, you guys, to my skin, except for make it feel nice and hydrated. Okay, so we're gonna take 1, 2 more. Let's try again. I feel like that's not doing anything, you guys. I feel like that's not even really evening out my skin tone. Let me go dampen my beauty blender, and we're gonna try a beauty blender and see what happens. I'll be right back. So I just really quickly dampened my beauty blender, and I also forgot to mention the time, you guys. It is currently at 10:48 a.m. We're just gonna take whatever is left on the back of my hand, you guys. I even went into my lighting in my bathroom really quickly. It legitimately looks like I have nothing on my face right now, so that's interesting. I have 6 drops right now, and it says that 3 will give you full coverage. I have no coverage right now, 0. So it doesn't even seem like it evened out my skin tone. Beauty blender provided the teeniest bit of extra coverage, but it's still not really any coverage at all. Let me just go ahead and get whatever else is on the back of my hand. So that's kind of how we're looking right now, you guys. So what I'm gonna do is, obviously we're gonna try to go back in. I'm gonna put less moisturizer on the back of my hand this time and see if that makes a difference. I went in with 6 drops again, you guys. 6 drops less moisturizer. So let's see how that works. Well, that's just looking very streaky. Hopefully you guys can see that, and it's not really blending nicely. It's just kind of big streaks on my face. So let me go in with the beauty blender and try to. Alrighty, so that's where we're at now. So it just does not appear to be sitting nicely on the skin. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit more. Not appear to be blending at all. So right now, this is a 100% no-go product for me. So I zoomed you guys in a little bit closer, so hopefully you can definitely see what I see. I don't even see how it's possible. I don't even see how at this point it's even possible to build this thing up to anything other than a light coverage. Now granted, you guys, this is a raw first impressions. It could be the moisturizer that I'm using, but it does not specify what type of moisturizer to use. It says use any moisturizer depending on what your needs are. So, I mean, I don't even see how it's possible to get this up to anything other than a light coverage, like a very, very light coverage. And if that's the case, just go buy a light coverage foundation. You know what I mean? This doesn't even compete with the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops in the lightest bit, not at all. My skin tone does look more evened out. I will give it that. It does look more evened out. It has toned down my redness a little bit. I will give it that. But I will not, I mean, my face feels nice. It didn't blend that nicely with the brush. I actually think it looked better with the Beauty Blender, so I was wrong in that. It's kind of sitting funny. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's kind of sitting funny right here, which is really interesting. I'm gonna give this a sheer to a light coverage foundation at best. This does not, in my opinion, have the ability to be a full coverage, at least with the moisturizer that I tried right now today. So of course, obviously you'd have to play with it a little bit more. I definitely think at this moment that the Custom Cover FX Custom Drops are just a better option when it comes to this particular type of product. Problematic skin or acne or anything like that, I don't think that this is going to be the product for you. Let me go ahead and finish all of my makeup off camera. I'm definitely gonna have to do some concealing to get this to work a little bit better for me. But once that's completely done, I will come back on camera and let you know what my thoughts are. So I will be back shortly. All right guys, and I am back. It is 12:04. I've had this on since 10:30, I think. So my full face of makeup is completely done. My opinions about this foundation or these pigment drops as of right now, in my opinion, the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops are better. I think that the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops are more versatile in my opinion. I do think that I was able to get a look on my skin that I am okay with. I do not agree with the claim that it could be full coverage. And as I go back and read the box, it says fuller coverage. So I don't know if that's like a play on words. So fuller coverage, what does fuller coverage mean? Does it mean that it's fuller coverage than sheer, or does it mean it's like full coverage? I don't know. Maybe it's not meant to be a full coverage product. So I do think that as of right now where it stands, I do think that if you have severe acne or if you have a lot of discoloration, I think that there are better options out there for you. I do think that my skin was evened out, but I definitely had to apply a lot of the product. I had to play with it. You can still see redness, you can still see acne marks. I think that this is gonna be a product that is gonna be better suited for somebody who might have just, you know, normal skin, or for any skin type, because depending on the moisturizer you use, it shouldn't break up, it shouldn't fall apart, at least of right now. I don't really feel anything on my skin because it's a moisturizer that I use on a regular basis. So I do think that it doesn't matter your skin type, it will work for you whether you're dry, oily, or combo because you customize it with your moisturizer. However, I do think that if you have acne prone skin, I do think that if you have texture, I do think that if you have, you know, hyperpigmentation and things like that, I do think that this might not necessarily be the product for you unless you're just wanting a sheer wash of color to kind of lightly even out your skin tone. I do think that I had a hard time applying powders over top of it. Like, I am noticing that my bronzer is looking a little splotchy. I do have like parts on my face where the powder did kind of just cling weird. I was kind of able to smooth it out the best I could, but I do think that that was a little bit weird because I always go in, whenever I try like new products or as far as like foundations, I always go in with primers that I trust, powders that I trust, things that I know work for me and my skin. As of right now, I don't love it, I don't hate it, I don't necessarily think it's a need. I think that if you want something like this product, I think that the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops, like I said, is just the way to go. So I am gonna kind of go about my day, wear this, see what happens, see how it wears, see how it looks. you know, by a day's end and let you kind of know my final thoughts of it. So I will be back in a couple of hours, you guys, and I will let you know how I'm feeling about it at that point. I will see you then. All right, guys, and I am back. It is about 10 o'clock, so I've had this product on for roughly about nearly 12 hours. Forgive me, I had to take off my contacts because I had to take off my contacts because they were just driving me crazy. So I want to do just a super quick rundown of the products, how I felt about them, how I thought that it worked. One thing I will say, when I got into natural light, I definitely do think that the product did perform a lot better in natural light as opposed to in all of the artificial lights that I have going on right here. Now, as I look at my skin, I don't necessarily think that I'm having the best makeup day in the world. I definitely do think that the product did get a little bit splotchy, especially on my forehead. Like I mentioned earlier, I had an issue with powders. I just think that it doesn't look the best, but it also doesn't look the worst. So I have definitely tried products that have definitely looked a lot worse on my skin. I'm talking to you, NYX Total Control drops. Those were a mess. So I feel like this is a product that I don't love and I don't hate. I feel like it's something that I could definitely play out with a little bit more. The only gripe that I have with this product, well, I have a couple, but my major gripe is it's not really as customizable as you would want it to be, or as I would want it to be. You're definitely not going to get full glam with it. You're definitely not going to get like that full non-stop, like you're definitely not going to get that full beat coverage. I definitely think that if you're looking for a little bit more of a sheer to maybe a light medium coverage, this might be something that you're interested in or could be interested in. However, if you have acne prone skin, if you have hyperpigmentation, if you have discoloration, this might not be the best thing for you. Because can you get it to work? Yes. Can you get it to work? But does it require a little bit of effort? Yes. And I definitely think that there are better products that will do the job just as good. I know that this is not a review on the CoverFX custom cover drops, you guys, but I definitely think that there are similar products, but the custom cover drops did it better. So I don't necessarily think that this product is worth the money or even necessarily worth the splurge. Now, is it one of those things where I regret buying it? No. Will I play with it a little bit more and see if I can kind of figure it out or find a way to make it work for me? Absolutely. You know, there are so many different moisturizers out there. I definitely will try it with more lightweight foundations, which I probably don't own. I think everything I own is full coverage or like a heavy medium coverage, but that's okay. We'll find a way to make it work. I will keep you guys updated. So at this particular moment in time, I'm very indifferent about this particular product. I don't love the way my skin looks. I definitely think that my skin could look better. There has definitely been some settling into my fine lines. I did not like the way my bronzer was applied. And like I mentioned earlier, I felt like the powder stuck really weird to the product and it made it a little bit more difficult for it to blend out. On the plus side of that, the amount of pigment that I did apply, things never got like overly cakey. Things never got like too much. So it's one of those things where if you're curious about it, go for it. But if you really like value my opinion, I say skip it. Don't even worry about it. If you've never tried the CoverFX custom cover drops, go for those instead. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you love these types of videos, because you guys know I love testing out new foundations or new pigment drops or whatever the case may be, these are some of my favorite videos to film. Give it a thumbs up, share it, like it. Just share it, like it, you know the drill, you know how that goes. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, you guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And I guess that is pretty much it, you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.